Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is Quad again, and I will be bringing you another 1 vs 1 replay. This is the second game in the series in the ESL between AAABigs and ImbaStrelok. I almost said ImbaStrelok, which is what he used to be and had always been known to me as. Yeah, I didn't know him in the Brood War days, but I do know him in the StarCraft 2 days, and he has left that Mao's team for Team Imba, and Strelok is 1-up in the series, 1-0. This is the best of 3 in the ESL. This is, I assume, the lower brackets. I'm not quite sure which round this is, so I will not say. I will find out for you upon request. And simply put, we do have the yellow Zerg big spawning in the bottom left, while we have Strelok in the top right. And this is Metalopolis. I'm not quite sure which version this is. There's no supply depot here blocking off the ramp, so Strelok could go for that wall off with the barracks and supply depot, but he will not. He will instead do the normal supply depot barracks wall off that he so often does. Actually, pretty sure he does that against pretty much every player he does, even against Terran to some degree, I think. Or at least he does the wall off with 3 supply depots. And meanwhile, Biggs, I guess he can only feel a little bit shaken. He just faced a pro and got rolled by a pro in that last game pretty well. And here we go. Actually, this is the ESL version. Yeah, why did I say that? This is the ESL version. ESL has versions of all of their own maps, and there is no cross positions or close positions. This is cross position, so this will most likely favor a macro game. And I guess there is lag going on, some sort of drama, as spectators and the chat log does fill up with chatter and banter. And right now, Strelok is going for his normal business. He will most likely be taking his expansion soon as his minerals do float up to almost 400 there, but drop as the orbital command and the marine is built, and the drone will once again get into the base and see this. So I will wonder if Biggs will try a different strategy. As simply put, his last strategy did not work as he fell very far behind in the economic game. He just scouted out the gases, and this will confirm in his eyes that this is a 1-max expand, which it is. It could still be that 1 racks into command center, then cancel into 6 racks that I have seen TL do and some other Terrans that like to fool around and do funny business. And Strelok also taking his gas. Now this is actually the same timing as the last game, so this could only be indicative, or this is indicative to me that he will be doing the same build he did last game, which was in 1 racks expand into a very high up mass blue flame hellions. Although we will see if he does mass up those blue flame hellions to that number. Like, he had like 11 blue flame hellions there at one point, and then continued to mass them as he went straight blue flame and Thor, and then just went to mech play. And meanwhile, we will go back to Biggs' base. He does have his gas going. He's getting a second gas going up, I think. Oh no, that is the gas in Strelok's base. I was about to say that's an extremely early gas, but he is getting the double queening action going. Speed is going down as well. Once again, I think he did he delay that speed? No, this speed actually was not delayed at all. This is a fairly normal time speed. Last time he delayed it by, I think, a good 30 seconds to a minute, which I do like. You can delay it a bit longer, obviously, as Benishiwa has shown in his gasless builds. And Strelok throwing down that bunker will be securing his expansion soon. And we do have just the 2 links coming out now for Biggs, and I do not think he will be going for any sort of bailing bust quite yet. It is still possible, but he has pulled drones out of gas, so it is extremely unlikely. He will most likely try to grab a quick third, which he did not do last game, which I think was a crucial mistake for him, as he simply got out macroed for the largest part of that game. We do have Marines coming around for Strelok, clearing out the watchtowers, and 2 links will run straight into these Marines, and if he's not careful, he will lose all of the Zerglings, and he will, and that's quite good for Strelok, who will now be prompted by those losses to push up a little bit and back off, as 8 links are in the queue. He does not know this, but it's only good for him to double check again, and that was just great for him. Those are 4 drones that could have been made instead, so Strelok, once again, getting a little bit of a leg up in the macro game. Speed is just finished now for his opponent, and Biggs still not quite sure what he's doing. A big drone pump, so I'll say right now, no sort of bailing bust coming out. I don't think any sort of roach bust either, as there's actually drones have been put back into gas. Lair will most likely be started as soon as he hits 100, or as soon as he notices, and he right now needs another hatch. He needs to grab this third, as his minerals have reached quite a high point, actually a big supply block from 2 Overlords will be queued up, and Strelok is now going for a starport with the barracks building a tech lab. That could be for the starport to switch onto, but I think will just be to research STEM or something else. And we do have the Hellions coming out. This is only one barracks with a reactor, so 2 Hellions will be made and will be scouted out by Biggs, who just pulls back his Zerglings in time. So we will be prepared for this. Third base does go down for Biggs at a reasonable time, as well as a Roach Warren and an Evo Chamber to wall off his ramp, as well as a Spine Crawler. We saw Biggs do this in the last game. He walled off his ramp on Shakur's, which prevented any sort of Baneling or Hellion harass, excuse me. And we have Cloak Banshees now coming up for Strelok. He did switch out that tech lab for the barracks, and this factory is also being swapped out for that reactor to be put on the barracks. So it looks like Strelok will be going into some bio action right after these Hellions and Cloak Banshees. We do have the lair though for Biggs. No Spire started, as the lair has not finished quite yet, but I only assume it will go down as the gas count for him is starting to accumulate, as actually he's not quite grabbed his 3rd and 4th gases, which I think he should. A large amount of roaches are being made. I think he's expecting Strelok to do the same thing, but alas, there are only 4 Hellions without Blue Flame, as you can see here. Yes, not the speed, but the damage. And Banshee will come down. The Zergling's actually going right into the base, going on hold position, trying to scooter in that bunker. I completely missed that. Not too many did die, I believe. Yes, we just had the 1 worker killed, coupled with some scratch, but a large amount of Zerglings lost, and the Banshees revealed. I'd say that was an actually fairly even trade, as we do have 2 Spore Crawlers going down now. In the last game, Biggs threw down those Spore Crawlers blind, which I maintain was a mistake. But this time they are put down, properly to replace as Baneling Nest and Spire also going down, and just about the same time the 3rd has finished as well, and the Spore Crawler going down there, while roaches are spread out to deter any sort of Hellion business. And Queen now starting to get that creep going. Biggs was proactive with that creep in the last game, but unfortunately for him, Strelok was using his scans, killing the creep, and being annoying in general. So we'll have this 1 Banshee with Cloak was cancelled actually, because the Banshee was revealed, I believe. And so Banshee will fly in, take out 1 drone most likely, take some damage from the Queen. 2nd drone is not quite killed. Good micro there from Biggs, who does manage to save it, and the Banshee will be deflected away without doing any real damage. And while Strelok's taken an incredibly fast 3rd, holy Christ. Last game he took a very fast 3rd as well, but this game he's just taken this. I'd say this is downright risky going for the gold so quickly without really seeing what the Zerg is doing. Hellions will come in, take away these Zerglings that are harassing this expansion, but Strelok is now going for the normal marine tank business, and no siege check quite yet, just about finished, and but the siege check numbers are fairly low, as he did invest a large amount of money in the Hellions and the Banshee, so this is a little bit slow. So I don't really like this from Strelok, but I guess he's taking the read from his opponent. He knows that Biggs isn't anything super special. He's not a pro player, so he most likely can just sort of outskill him, so to speak, and so he's playing a little bit risky. He's 1-up in the series, so he says, why not, if I can take the gold and hold it, I'll just get that win maybe a little bit quicker, I'll get that little bit of an edge, and I'm actually curious to see just how ballsy he is, whether or not he will morph this into a planetary fortress or an orbital command. If he goes for the planetary fortress, then he's just, that's pretty much just an open contempt of his opponent's level as a player. And we do have the planetary fortress, so Strelok playing it medium safe, I'd say, as, I don't know. Well, actually, no, I take this back a little bit, as going for this gold, if Strelok's planning to play a macro game, could be the better decision for him, as it's really, really difficult for a Terran to deal with a Broodlord, or Broodlord Infestor Corruptor on this map, or at least very late game, if a Terran has not already taken this gold expansion, or at least not taken a large amount of minerals from it, if they did expand to these bases along the bottom first, as the Broodlords can just sit down here, be under the protection of the Corruptors and Infestors, flinging fungal growth across here, and just completely deny all mining time from here. And that's actually one reason why you don't see too many Protoss taking this base very often against Zerg, simply because it's hard to hold. And Strelok now actually going for the aggression behind this aggressive 3rd base, and will scan, kill off a couple of Zerglings, and he is actually well ahead in supply, as simply put, he has more, he's spending his money better, and ill-advised attack there by Biggs, losing quite a number of units. More Zerglings being made, and Baneling speed just about finished. We do have an elevator here by ImbaStrelok. The Zerglings, Banelings, and Roaches are being lifted up. Scan does go down. They will be pushed away from by Biggs, and ImbaStrelok not quite lifting them up. He's going to stay there and just be generally annoying. Actually, Biggs is incredibly far behind on supply. He's a hardcore supply block right now. 4 Overlords coming out. And I think that's probably because he did not grab his gases as early as I think he should. Tanks also being lifted up on the high ground here. So ImbaStrelok is going to, he's here to stay. He's going to push this attack. This is no little bit of feint. And we also have another diversionary attack over here. A drop, and this will also be chased away by the Mutalisks, which are just about 13 Mutalisks. Not quite the scary number. We have 9 more Mutalisks coming out. So if Biggs is able to land off those good Baneling hits, he will be able to clean this up. Marines do come in, tanks will fire, and this is just going to need some back and forth. The Mutalisks does get picked off just about for free, and Biggs is still going in, does kill off a couple of Marines, tanks fire, kill a large amount of Zerglings and Roaches and Baneling. A couple of Banelings do get killed off. I'm not sure if ImbaStrelok is target finding the Banelings or not, and the Mutalisks has merged. We do have 16 now, as Biggs did lose a couple of Mutalisks to some ill-advised attacks, I would say. And meanwhile, ImbaStrelok is taking this 4th base already. This Overlord creep has been killed off, and this drop still here has also killed off an Overlord. That is actually 9 Marines. How did 9 Marines get in the medevac? I don't know where that 9th Marine came from. Maybe he was just, he jumped on the medevac and rode it, or something else. So we do have a Spine Crawl is being morphed down, and right now Biggs is kind of lacking a bit of control right now, and every time that these attack, there we go, he finally managed to not eat a couple siege tanks with siege shots with all of his units. But here he will go in again, tank some shots, just for the price of 1 Marine, some medevac, which is definitely not worth it. The Mutalisks should be able to clean this up. I say, as there are only 5 Marines now, 4 Marines actually. I'm not sure how many that is. Okay, 5 Marines down from the 6 Marines, and we have actually the Mutalisks in ImbaStrelok's base. There are no missile turrets. Well, very few missile turrets, and ImbaStrelok is going to be losing almost all of his production. A large amount of Marines will be moved down and will stim momentarily, and we will see how many they do pick off. Biggs is taking out those tech labs and add-ons, which is so crucial. We do get a big stim, and ooh, that was a crucial miss micro from Biggs. He did lose a lot of Mutalisks there, or at least a health on a large amount of them. And now ImbaStrelok is moving ever further in as the siege tank count just increases further and further, and this is just a death clutch right on around Biggs' throat. We do have a big movement from Biggs right now without the Mutalisks do fly in now finally and go right on top of the Marines actually. Banelings do explode on the top of the siege tanks. All the Marines are still alive. Not many siege tanks are getting killed off. We do get 2 picked off there, but we still have the vast majority of these 6 tanks sitting down here, and these 2 tanks sitting also here just attacking these Spine Crawlers, but these Mutalisks will clean them up. The Queen will most likely not go down. No, it does not. The Spine Crawler is also still alive, but ImbaStrelok still also has his force sitting right on top of the creep of Biggs, and Biggs is in a terrible spot. He's down 80 workers. He's down a base almost as this command center does get flown down, and he's just being run over. He's just ImbaStrelok flexing his muscles, just doing what he wants. A large amount of Marines are going to be pushed in, and I think this is just going to be the death blow of the Marines, as Mutalisks are still trying to pick off tanks. 1 tank does go down, a 2nd tank will as well go down, a 3rd tank and a 4th tank as well, and these Marines actually doing a lot of damage, but these Marines also will come in and kind of sandwich. Actually, all the tanks have been cleaned up. 22 Banelings just finished morphing, means ImbaStrelok might have to back off unless he pulls off some pro-Marine splits, and we do have the Banelings going in, and these Marines are actually incredibly well spread out, not doing very much damage. The Mutalisks are not in large enough numbers to clear out all these Marines, but ImbaStrelok will nonetheless back off, as these 5 Marines actually could have killed more than their fair share of Mutalisks here, which I would think is definitely worth it for ImbaStrelok, as he is well ahead in just about every aspect of the game. He is ahead in supply, he's ahead in workers, 70 workers, not quite the 90 workers he almost had last game. And Biggs definitely not looking good. He needs a battle to go his way. He will possibly he will not deny this planetary fortress, as 2 turrets do finish up, and he will pick off that 1 lone SCV. 8 Mutalisks are not quite enough to take on this many turrets and this many SCVs. And ImbaStrelok also moving around with his army. Well, actually, damn, those Marines stim pick off a couple Mutalisks. I think that's 3 mules just about for free, and right now Biggs cannot afford to lose units for free. He needs some sort of switch. He needs to play risky maybe, but right now really there isn't a way to play risky that actually might handle that for him. He is actually getting Burrow, which if Strelok is not careful and does run over some Baneling landmines, that could actually swing the game in Biggs' favor, which I'm a big fan of. If you're behind and you need a little bit of an edge, just gamble. 5 Banelings strewn around like in a prominent walk-around area. It can win the game for you if you're lucky, and if not, it's just 5 Banelings. It's not that big of a deal. But we do have this push going in from Strelok. He will be moving up to the 3rd base of Biggs. Mulus and Zerglings actually counterattacking, taking out a couple Thors that are all by their lonesome, and this planetary fortress will not go down. One Thor does get killed off, but this force by Strelok, knowing that all the Zerglings are halfway across the map, is not even going to siege up, do a slow push. He'll just move straight in, no stim yet from the Marines, and they will take out these 2 bases with relative ease. And Strelok is now up on bases. Actually, he's double the bases of Biggs, and Biggs looks like he's going to be taking everything and going for an all-out counterattack, or no, it looks like he will just be trying to flank Strelok right now, or he's just running around. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. He's in a bad position. There's nothing really that can go right for him, or is going right for him in this game. The only good thing for him is that Medevac almost died to that Spore Coil and is at absolutely no energy, so he cannot really heal all these Marines. And ooh, there's a scan there, and all these Banelings do get caught. Ooh, that was terrible luck for Strelok. I think that or for Biggs right now, and Zerglings do come in. The tanks are not sieged, but I do not think they honestly need to. Banelings come in, not a large amount. All the Marines are still alive, and this will have to be GG for Biggs. And there is the GG, and Strelok is showing you why he is a pro and why he is not an unknown as Biggs is, taking this series 2-0 extremely convincingly, and just showing you what he is capable of when he just plays anyone, really. Strelok, very scary player. I actually feel bad for Biggs having to play him. Simply put, I don't know, if I was in the ESL and I was trying to do something, there's other players that I would rather fight rather than Strelok, as Strelok is kind of unrelenting, I would say. Whiteraw, from what I've seen of Whiteraw, he'll sort of fool around, he'll play a bit, he'll talk to a lot of Strelok. I find he's a kind of impersonal. He'll just go. He's nice. He's perfectly a great guy, but I find Whiteraw is more friendly just in general, and he'll give out some free advice here and then. But nonetheless, Strelok showing you his boss mode, flexing his muscles, taking out Biggs 2-0, and advancing into the next round of the ESL. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time.